That's the call yesterday evening. Tennessee's 7-2 win over Florida State that clinches their spot in the College World Series Finals. Blake Burke, first baseman for Tennessee, joins us now on 104.5 The Zone. Blake, thank you so much for doing so. You guys have had a ton of time off because all you do is keep winning throughout the course of this thing. What's an off day look like for you right now?
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me. Off days for us, I mean, there's plenty to do in Omaha. We're waking up, going to practice, lifting, and after that, just checking out the tents and stuff like that and enjoying the city.
I feel like when you talk about Omaha and you say there's plenty of stuff to do in Omaha, I feel like most people probably don't associate Omaha with a bunch of stuff to do.
I mean, during this time, they have a bunch of tents set up right outside the stadium. They have the zoo, there are restaurants that you can visit, and I feel like we're just enjoying ourselves and enjoying our company for the last week that we have with each other.
Yeah, no, I mean, important to do so, especially for the amount of history that you guys have made together. I know you were kind of the icing on the cake with your homer last night, but 5 guys with 20 or more home runs this season. Blake, what does that mean to not just you as individuals, but to the team collectively to be able to accomplish at that rate together?
I mean, that's pretty cool, and that shows how hard we work as a team. And there's not one guy that's just going to get the job done every time. I mean, Christian Moore gets it done a lot, but we also have other guys that can get the job done. And I'd say credit goes to Coach Q, the strength coach. Without him, we wouldn't have the strength that we have. And I mean, it takes a special group of people to get that done, because you need to work hard every day and show up every day with a mentality to get to work.
So, Blake, obviously it was your homer in the top of the 9th that marked the 5th player to have 20 or more this season. And I know you talked about this a little bit after the game yesterday. What were you seeing before hitting that home run in terms of what you were getting from that Florida State pitcher?
Well, I faced that pitcher the first game I played, and he threw me a lot of changeups. So early in the bet, I was looking fastball or changeup, and that's what I was getting. And then out of nowhere, he threw that slider, and I haven't seen that pitch yet from him, and I swung right through it. It was a pretty nasty pitch, so I told him, good pitch or whatever. I shook my head yes, and in the back of my mind, I've never done this before, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, I wonder if he's going to throw that again, because I told him it was a good pitch. So next pitch threw me a fastball. I fouled it off, and I was like, oh, here it comes. So I was in a way geared up for it, and I saw it. I got my barrel to it.
Blake Burke, Vols first baseman, here with us on 104.5 The Zone. Game 1 against Texas A&M is on Saturday. So you're seeing a lot of familiar faces on your path through this College World Series, Blake. What stands out about that matchup to you with A&M?
A&M, that's another group that we respect as a team. There's a lot of people on there that we know and we're obviously familiar with. They have a lot of superstars, a lot of pitching. Their bullpen's really good. I mean, you can't not be good if you're in the College World Series final. But I feel like we match up pretty well, and we're excited to get out there to compete.
For you guys, there was just so much electricity around the 2022 team, and I know you guys have been asked ad nauseum to compare and contrast and things like that. But is there a tangible difference to you to the feel to this path forward that you guys have had? Because you're doing it in a lot of the same ways, if not at a greater pace or a more record-setting pace than you did a couple of years ago.
I wish I could say one team was better, one team was worse, but I mean, it's kind of weird. I feel like both teams have like a different feel to them. I mean, this team is kind of, I wouldn't say deeper, but I mean, it's just got a different feel to it. And I mean, that 22 team was obviously very open about their emotions, and I think this team is very, like just dialed in on playing and letting some emotion go when needed. And I mean, that's fine. That's kind of just part of a team identity. I just feel like we have a different identity than them.
for you guys, especially the ones who have been around for some time and have been working to, the ultimate goal, and I know you're not quite there yet, but how have you kind of managed those differences internally?
I'm talking about with the 22 team and this team?
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of like to learn from it. I mean, that's a really good team, and obviously probably one of the best college baseball teams of all time. So, I mean, I would say just picking up the good and the bad from that team and learning from that, and kind of just trying to make our own thing go. I mean, obviously that year we didn't even make it to Omaha, so we were trying to find different ways to get here. And the Tennessee team hasn't been in a College World Series final in a while, so we're kind of just making things up as we go and just playing ball.
It's interesting, Blake Burke, Tennessee first baseman, on with us, how you and Christian Moore have kind of grown within this team together, coming in 2022 and then fast forwarding, obviously, to now. What's it been like to kind of just emerge in the college baseball world alongside with Christian, and how do you feel like you guys complement one another back-to-back in the batting order, whether it's your style of play on offense or your personalities off the field?
I think that started very early. I think everybody in our class, melded or came together pretty well. And I mean, freshman year, me and Simo and Dickey were all battling it out for that DH spot. But by battling it out, that means we were just wanting to get in, but cheering for each other when we did get in. And I mean, it takes a special person to do that. Not care about your playing time, just caring about wanting to win. So I mean, I knew I'd like Christian for that. And I mean, throughout the years, even last year, we became close. We started SEC 5-10, but we didn't want to quit. So we kind of came together and talked about what we want to do and how we're going to change the course of the season. And then leading into this year, our big focus was, team chemistry anyway. So, I mean, we were always hanging out, always doing stuff together. So, it's been pretty cool to go through this experience with Simo.
One of the lasting images of this time in Omaha, however it turns out, is going to be Christian Moore and the reaction on his face in the dugout when he found out that he hit for the cycle on Friday against Florida State. Were you a part of that conversation at all in informing Christian that he did that? And how does that work for you guys? Is that like an unspoken rule where you do not let Christian Moore that he is a home run away from the cycle until it happens?
Honestly, I had no clue either. And I was hitting at the time, and I was in the box thinking about how the hell did that get out? I mean, the ball was not going anywhere that day, and he drilled that thing to center, and I mean, I couldn't get past the homer. But I mean, after the game was when I found out he hit the cycle, and that's obviously unreal. Hasn't been done in a while either. So, he's a special player, and we're happy to have him.
It's just so funny, Blake, the way that, fans get caught up in things like that in real time, and players, as you talked about, you're just dialed in, focused on what's ahead of you, especially this year's team, with the way that you guys have gone about it and the way that Tony and the staff have gotten you prepared for this moment. What's it been like to work under Vitello in particular throughout the course of this and now on the doorstep of trying to achieve the ultimate goal?
He makes it very easy for us. Once we get into postseason, he kind of just gives us the keys to the car and lets us go. I think playing for him is a dream come true. I mean, he's definitely a player's coach, and he lets you be who you want to be and who you are on the field, which just makes you better as a player. And I think that allows us to get closer as people and teammates. And I mean, the chemistry that we have as a team is unmatched, and I love playing for Coach V.
You guys have yet to play an SEC team in Omaha. You were the only SEC team on your side of the bracket. So now the familiarity comes in, right, where you play A&M, you face them in Hoover. How does that kind of alter preparation for you, at least offensively? Like, what are the next couple days like for you guys as you get ready to see a team that you just saw a few weeks ago for the first time in Omaha?
I think the preparation stays the same. Show up, have fun, be loose, play our game, and whatever happens, happens. If I had to do all the scouting reports and stuff, I think we'd be screwed. We have a good scouting tech people with Stove and McCann that they do awesome on scouting reports. So, I mean, that stuff just shows up on a graph for us when we're about to go hit. So, I mean, our preparation is just go out there, have fun, be loose, and play ball.
Well, Blake, we really appreciate you taking some time. Continued success and health throughout the course of this thing, and we'll certainly be watching on Saturday when you guys get started.
Sure. Thank you.
That's Blake Burke, Vols first baseman, here with us on 104.5 The Zone from Omaha, Game 1 against Texas A&M on Saturday night, like I said.